Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt. I know it's been a while. I was on the internet just the other day, and I found a $5 or less, depending on where you look, like possibly free, role-playing game named Skate Wizards. That sounds cheesy. So yes, let's see how bad it is. Available for $5 on itch.io, E-I-E-I-E-I-O, itch.io, or Scribd, or wherever. Just Google's your friend. You may find it for free. It's out there for free, too. Anyway, I am talking about none other than Skate Wizards, the steezy role-playing game about radical and arcane shredding of the gnar. Oh yeah, cheesy. Anywho, the art, which looks like it's out of an old High Times magazine, gives you kind of that feeling of that's kind of what you're looking for. Background. Ooh, what's their world building going to be like? Background. Ages ago, the world was civilized. Various cultures thrived and were protected by wise rulers, wielding powerful magic items. One day, barbaric warlords invaded from another dimension, destroyed all kinds of stuff, and left. Turned on each other, etc. And then today, with the warlords long dead, blah, 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 a critical moment, a call for help sent to a remote peak where legend has it the Skate Wizards, preserve the last pure source of magic. Yeah, okay. You were a skate wizard. An order of a hermetic order. Once you rolled in the lowlands, and before the trouble came, you had retired to your sanctuary high in the mountains, and you delved deeply in the mystical skateboarding arts. Yeah, it's laying the 80s skateboarder thing down. To be a skateboarder means to exist in symbiosis with your skateboard. Your board is your identity, the source of your health, and wellspring of your magic. You have spent a lifetime cultivating your skills. You may be immortal, but your board can suffer damage and eventually break. In this game, if you go to 0 hit points, you don't die, but your skateboard breaks and you turn into a poser of non-magical type and of 1d6 roll down the chart of random loser archetypes. Character creations. Character creation is quick, presumably for people of not a whole lot of attention span. Abilities. There's only strength, dexterity, and willpower. Three stats. That's fine. And instead of having, oh, well, I have a 12, so I have a +1, or I have a 16, so I have a +3, it's just you get a +1, a +2, and a +0. And those are randomly assigned. Roll a d6 down a chart. You're going to hear d6 a lot here in this game because it only uses d6s. Every skate wizard starts at 4 health and 6 defense. Those are important stats. That increase as you level up, because for some reason they felt the need to give you the ability to level up in this game up to level 7. Skate wizards can cast these 3 permanent. They have permanent spells, okay? 3 spells that they can cast any time. Ramp, sidewalk, and rail. They conjure up a ramp, sidewalk, or a rail. Rando spells. So you get 1 rando spell per day. You throw 4 d12 in order. Compare against a chart. So at the beginning of the game day, you throw your dice and you might get Epic Consuming Shadow Bucket. Now, that's what your spell is. Don't worry about what it does. When the time comes to cast it, you and the GM will decide what it does. I might actually use something like that later in some other game. That's something I might pull out as a resource. I don't necessarily think I'll maybe use it in that same way. Might edit it a little bit. Bootleg spells. You basically have a spell scroll on a video cassette tape of 6 skate vids. And it will be either 1d6, roll down 1d6 down the line, or just pick one, depending. And you can get something like Wannabe. Disguise yourself as any creature of your relative dimensions. Sweet Jams creates great music that fills the air, and all non-skate wizards in the vicinity have disadvantage for 5 minutes. But you have to roll on a d6. 1 to 3, spell works. 4 to 6, the tape's busted until tomorrow. So, yeah. If your players are in the mood for this sort of game, you get a couple of pieces of equipment. If they're into this, maybe you could have some fun for one evening. I do not see it as an extended campaign of Skate Wizards. Initiative, everybody throws a d6, high roll wins. Well, it's by side, so the opponents versus the players, d6 each. Side-based initiative, I haven't seen that since first edition or so. Advantage or disadvantage, roll 3d6 and pick the best 2 or worst 2. So they do have an advantage-disadvantage thing. Combat. Roll 2d6 and add your attack bonus, which is an undefined thing in this game. So 2d6 and add something that they didn't bother writing in. Compared to the defense number of the defender. If you roll above their defense number, then the difference is the amount of damage you do. So you don't have a secondary set of rolling you have to do. There's no money, only the barter system in a post-apocalyptic world. If you hit 0 hit points, become a poser. There is a leveling up chart up to level 7. I really don't think I would want to play a game like this for more than one session. I think this is a great $5 thing to shove into your notebook or book bag or whatever for when you don't have a lot of players because too many of them canceled and there's a handful of people at the table and they want to play something for the night. There is a sample adventure. I mean, you got 40 pages worth here. There's a sample adventure where you just go to 4 little mini dungeons, find 4 items, and give them to the right person. And if you decide that instead of being a skate wizard, you want to attune with one of those magic items, you lose all your skate wizard magic and become a poser who has something like a Horn of Valhalla or Gauntlets of Ogre Power. And you can still hang out with your former skate wizard buds to complete the adventure, but you're a poser. If somebody wants to say, well, my guy's going to do a kickflip, my guy's going to do this, my guy's going to do that, and then the other one guy at the table goes, I don't know any of these skateboarding terms. Well, random chart of pick some random words and say, well, I'm going to do an inverted nutsum chunk with a glitchy drip. Because you threw 4s across 5d20, you know, just throw some random words at it and say, yeah, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I myself was never a skater back in the 80s, and obviously never will be because, But if you want to play 80s skateboard wizards, there it is. Skate Wizards, available for $5 or less out on the internet. So I'll throw a few links down in the description so you can find it. But would I play it? Yes. I would play it as a one-shot for when the regular campaign had kind of ground to a halt because of scheduling conflicts or something. Would I play it more than once? Really doubt it. Is it worth $5? You know, if you get one evening's worth of entertainment for $5, that's worth it. I mean, consider going to the movies. I think that's a good bar. How much would it cost you and your boys to go to the movies versus a role-playing game? You know, especially something cheesy you found on the internet. Now, my next review is going to be a much more serious work, something that actually had a lot more thought put into it. But for now, Skate wizards.